Hello there, my name's David Hurrian and I want to talk to you a little bit about topsoil. Topsoil is a really important thing when it comes to being successful with your garden. It's a naturally occurring material that you can find in most people's gardens, but clearly when we do things like landscaping or build raised beds, we want to bring in some additional topsoil. And it's really important that it is topsoil rather than just bagged compost. Most bagged compost is just composed of organic matter, something like this that I've got in this trug here. So this is just pure organic matter, the sort of stuff that you'd find in a compost. And because it's just organic matter, that means that it will break down, lose its structure. And if you've ever potted up a summer container with a bag of garden centre compost, you'll have noticed the level go down during the summer, and that's because this is being used up. It's almost like having a compost heap in your pot. So when we do landscaping and we want to have more growing space, it's really important that we fill that growing space with good quality topsoil rather than bagged compost, because compost will just gradually deteriorate. So my own garden soil here is actually quite good stuff, and garden soil is actually composed not only of the organic matter that we've just had a look at, but it's also got mineral matter in it, and the mineral matter comes from the underlying bedrock, the rock that's underneath the soil here. So a good quality topsoil is a combination of that mineral matter but also organic matter. Now, if you want to bring in some extra topsoil, you could easily go online and find a supplier, but what is the guarantee that that supply is going to be good quality? Now, interestingly, there is a British standard for garden topsoil, and in some recent research it was found that of 30 different samples of that topsoil that was bought from different companies, only 16 of them were good quality and conformed to that British standard. 14 of them had faults in that topsoil that meant that it wouldn't grow plants very well. So either there was too much sand in the mixture, or there was high levels of pH, which means that it's very alkaline, or there were other salt levels that were raised in those samples.
So just under half of the topsoils claiming to conform to British standards actually failed to meet those standards when tested.
Now, unless that topsoil is of decent quality, it means that it won't grow good plants in your garden. So when you're looking out for topsoil, make sure that on any website it says that the topsoil conforms to that British standard, or you can also ask the company where that topsoil has come from and a little bit about the backstory so that you can understand if it is a good quality. If it just comes up as saying screened topsoil, all that screened means is that it's been passed through a sieve. It doesn't give you any detail about the organic matter that's in that compost or the pH levels or anything. Often you'll find that topsoil might have been taken off a field or stripped from a construction site and then sold on, and there's no guarantee that that is a really good quality material. Now, I've been buying in topsoil to use in various projects, either to fill behind walls or to fill raised beds, or even to use in large containers. I've been using topsoil for years and buying it in from a reliable source, and the one that I always go back to time after time is Rolawn. So Rolawn are well known for their turf, but they also produce some good quality topsoil blends that all conform to British standards, and it's something like this blend here that we've got. So this has got a really good amount of mineral matter in it that comes from reclaimed soil, and then it's had some really good quality organic matter added to it, and that won't be peat in the case of Rolawn topsoil blends because they don't use peat in their mixes, and then also it'll have some organic fertilizer or some nutrients mixed into there so that you can rely on this mixture to be able to grow your plants really well. So always buy a really good quality topsoil rather than being tempted by something that's cheaper that won't be so good for your plants and will be a disappointment in the long run.